applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. And as you can see, we got a new intro. We have a now one network intro for all shows. Nice little touch, nice little introduction of everybody showing the network. Speaking of, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps the network, it helps my show, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. We got the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, which is postponed till tomorrow at 7 o'clock, but normally Tuesday and Friday, 7 to 8:30ish. Unfazed, which will be going on right after my show, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, featuring Joe and AJ. They will be talking about the playing games. Hey, as a Pistons fan, I don't know what the play-in is. I just know about the playoffs. Anyway, we'll move forward. Next, we got BWT. Shout out my boy Teddy. Enjoyed my Chipotle yesterday from the Tigers beating the Yankees. So all your baseball through there. FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Again, fantasy football is over, but he's doing some off-season talks. He has his list, rankings, stuff like that, so make sure y'all check him out. RBO, Real Ballers Only. Speaking of, his Magic is playing in the play-in right now. He got episodes coming involving playing in playoffs, so make sure y'all tune in to him. Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sports, so make sure y'all check him out. In the Red Corner, featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo, that just went live Sunday. They go live every other Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern. So y'all make sure y'all check them out as well. And I believe that is all the shows we have on the network. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps the network, and it helps us grow. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, I do have a guest on, my fellow MSU brother. He's been on the show multiple times. We're here to talk about our season in review for the 2024-2025 MSU basketball season. I'm going to bring him up. It's none other than my boy, Luke. What's good, Luke?
Hey, what's good, Carl? Thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. So we're going to talk about MSU basketball. And I'm going to set it up with the preference of MSU. We came off a pretty decent year last year. Well, 2 years ago now with Tyson Walker's senior year. Made it to the round of 32. Lost to North Carolina. Kind of got dominated from what I remember. We started off hot and then didn't go so well after that. We were projected to finish 5th in the Big Ten coming this year. And you know what happened. We finished 1st in the Big Ten, 30-win season, including the tournament, 30-7 overall. Man, great season. We actually went 15-1 at the Brez. Shout out to Brez. The one loss again. I'm telling you, that one loss to Indiana was Bob Knight. It was Bob Knight saying, "You not breaking my record against my team." That been the only home. That's all I can chalk it up to the game. But a great season. But ultimately, before I go in on how I feel about the season, I want to get your thoughts about how this season went for MSU.
Yeah, kind of back to what we all really have come accustomed to, especially when we were at Michigan State as students, which we always talk about how it was really the golden age of football, basketball. So we were definitely spoiled. But, since Tom Izzo took the reins of this program, there was a standard I was getting a little uncomfortable over the years with that standard just becoming making the tournament, because that's really the streak that was really the thing that we were hanging our hats on the last 4 years. So you described it as a good season the year before, which, at the moment I might have thought, but there's really a lot more that this program should be doing year in, year out. And this really felt like a wake-up call to the rest of the country that Tom Izzo is not done yet, and he has a lot of life left in those legs, because this arguably could have been his best coaching performance of his career, just based on raw talent on the team. I think he got the most and maybe then some out of this team. And every year, whether you're rooting for your football team, your basketball team, as a diehard fan, you're kind of in one of two camps. It's either like a death in the family and you don't want it to end, or you just can't wait for it to be over. And I was definitely sad to see this season end. It brought me a lot of joy, especially with me and my other fellow Spartan alums being able to yap it up all year about this team. Some insane stuff they were doing. Not losing a game for 2 months, going 17-3 in the Big Ten, winning the Big Ten by 3 games, the only Big Ten team to win 30 games, despite a lot of flaws on this team too, which, they kept winning. In the back of my mind, I think in the back of everybody's mind was like, I'm not sure how they're doing this, because sometimes the product on the basketball court was a little off in terms of winning games. But man, if you talk about a true team, these guys seem to really like each other, which really fires up a fan base. There's some dogs on this team that really got back to some of the roots that Tom Izzo has established over the years. And yeah, just a crazy, awesome resurgence to this program that I'm really, really hopeful can be carried forward moving forward. And hopefully it's a jumping off point to get Tom Izzo his second ring, which I don't think anybody really expected with how top heavy this tournament was. I know we were all hopeful, but hopefully it's a jumping off point where Tom Izzo can maybe do some work in this portal and get back to a more consistent standard, which I think this year really established. But I'd love to hear your thoughts too, man.
So I love the season, obviously. I just want to piggyback on what I say all the time. When MSU has expectations, we fall short. The scariest MSU teams are the teams where they don't expect much, and we come out of nowhere. We weren't picked, like I said earlier, we were picked 5th to win the Big Ten. Won the Big Ten, like you said, by 3 games. We won 17-3 in conference. We lost the West Coast road trip, USC, UCLA, and our only home loss, which was the Indiana game. That was it. Other than that, we was putting belt to the Big Ten. Now, the way in which we did it was not how I thought. I actually thought we was going to be a way better offensive team. Frankie was a heralded scorer at Nebraska Omaha, and he actually took the back seat, came off the bench, and he embraced his role. And I would say he did a pretty great job in his role, to be honest. Now, 3-point shooting was not what I thought we were getting from him, but hey, he made timely buckets, timely free throws. He made timely plays all around. Even in the Ole Miss game, I would say that would be a microcosm of how Frankie was all year, coming up with that huge hustle play to knock the ball off the Ole Miss player in transition to get us the ball back. That was huge in that game, just trying momentum. And I think that was a microcosm of Frankie all year. Zapala, I didn't have huge expectations for Zapala. I was just happy we had somebody that was a 7-footer on the team, to be completely honest with you, because it seemed like we were always undersized that big. Like, I love Nick Ward, I love Xavier Tillman, I love those guys, but they're not exactly 7 feet. So I was happy to have a 7-footer on the team. But I like what he did for what he was. I did enjoy that. Jaden. I love Jaden. I love the energy. I love the tenacity. I love all of that. The shooting, however, he started to get it back late. I will say that, but it was rough for a while. It was very rough for a while.
For everyone, man. For everyone. For the most part, except for Jace, but really for everyone.
Yeah, but speaking of, we'll talk about Jace, man. I know I did an episode earlier and you were on, and I didn't think Jace was going to be going lotto because I didn't see him going lotto in a lot of drafts. I thought he was a lot of talent. I didn't see it, but now I'm glad he's getting the recognition he deserves. Sucks because he's gone, but for him himself, it's absolutely wonderful to see. And I think that was a surprising one and done. Like coming into the season, I don't think he was projected to be a one and done. So, but good for him. Get your money. Love it for him. But overall, I just love the season. I loved it. I think this was a very Izzo-esque team, gritty, hard-nosed defense, turning defense into offense, using transition to get out on the break. Like you said, he got the max out of this team and then some. He got the max out of Jeremy Fears. He got the max out of Trey Holloman. He got the max out of a lot of guys, Jackson Kolar. He got the max out of a lot of guys, and that's all you can ask for. Just leave it all on the floor, and whatever the result may be is the result it is. You can't do no better, no worse because you gave it all you had. So I love that. I do have some more notes here. Swept little brother. Always a good thing to sweep them yet again. Like I said, no matter whether you win 8 games or 20 games, you're still getting the belt. So swept them. We beat Purdue and Ohio State, those are landmark wins for me, especially Purdue. I love that. Love that we beat them. We swept Illinois, which I don't have a problem with Illinois. Now, I do feel like the way Illinois Twitter was handling those L's was crazy, but that was a big-time sweep there. We split with them the year before when they had Terrence Shannon. We lost in the Big Ten tournament semis, which sucks, to Wisconsin. Felt like we could have won the Big Ten tournament there, but, I mean, John Tunji in Wisconsin, they had the game of their lives, and we lost. It is what it is. That's just basketball sometimes. But overall, like I said, man, I love the season. I love the heart. I love the type of team we were. And I do have to talk about, like you said, man, we went the whole month of December and the whole month of January. No L's. And that's tough to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, one of the things that always shocks me about this team when I went back and looked at it was, 7 losses, not a single blowout. We were in every single game. Every single game almost seemed, there were a couple games where we were playing bottom Big Ten teams where we'd run away with it, but every game that had equal talent on the floor seemed like the same game pretty much, where it would be back and forth. We might be down the first half, but because this team was so deep and we played 10, it just seemed like around that 10-minute mark in the second half is when Michigan State would really start pulling away in a lot of these games. And we were competitive in every game we played. We were never out of any of the losses. I would say the one loss that we were actually was a little bit of a charade was the Auburn loss. It ended up being a 6-point game because Jaden was hitting some shots at the end of the game. But that was probably a 11 or 12-point game in actuality, minus the end of that game. Ended up being a 6-point game at the end, and that was really the only game that I remember watching where I saw where the eye test is saying, hey, this team is probably a lot better than you. But we still hung around in that game too. It just shows the heart and the level of competitiveness that Izzo brings out of his players. I think this is a good way to go, Box. I'll give you my favorite game, my favorite moment, and my favorite player.
I can do the same thing.
From this season. So favorite game, my favorite win, I guess my favorite game of the season was the win at Illinois. For this reason,
Kolar game, the
Jackson Kolar, just the funniest 23 and 10 because I think he hit 4 threes in that game. But this is coming off of Michigan State losing 3 of 4. It was off the West Coast road trip. We snuck a win in against Oregon and then lost at home right after that to Indiana. And we had relinquished control of the Big Ten. And then we were going directly into this gauntlet of playing literally 8 ranked teams in the last 9 games of the season. And I am counting the Big Ten tournament. But that is just an insane game, which we actually rattled off an 8-game win streak. And that's what started it all. And I think that's what really made this team special. And when I started thinking this team could make a deep run in the tournament and that's what started it all. So that Illinois game, we didn't allow Illinois to score for the last 8 minutes of the game. In fact, they had -2 points in the last 8 minutes of the game because they took a basket off the court.
Yep.
That's still one of the craziest stats I ever heard. You saw it time and time again where we would kind of bring these teams into some deep water at the end of games, and we would just shut the water off. So that was my favorite game of the season. Favorite player, Jace Richardson. I mean, I've never seen a kid that young look so comfortable on the court before. He just never got sped up, played his pace the entire season. And then when he got the opportunity to start, he took it by the horns and averaged about 17 points in the last game in the last, 15 games that he started. So it really was what catapulted him into being a lotto pick. And he deserves every second of that talk and deserves a lotto consideration. It kills me to see because, man, he would have torn the Big Ten apart next year. And so selfishly as an MSU fan, I would have loved to see him back, but he absolutely made the right decision there. And then favorite moment, Sweet 16 game, Ole Miss, one of the most nail-biting games I'd watched in a long time, which felt great because we hadn't been in some of those games in so long to be watching a game with that high stakes. Shot goes up late in the game. We're down 1. We shoot the ball. They get a defensive rebound, and Padua tries to push the ball up the floor. If you watch Jeremy Fears tracks that whole sequence the entire way, makes one of the most incredible steals I'd have ever seen, where he jumps out of nowhere, bats the ball down. Cohen Carr gets the ball and just destroys the rim. And that got me probably more hyped than any other play that I saw this year. So favorite game, favorite player, favorite moment right there.
All right, so favorite game, I'm gonna go Illinois, but I'm going at home because that was a knock 'em out dragon game, back and forth, and we won that game. Cohen Carr hits a huge corner 3 in that game. That game was just really good, really fun to watch, and it was a Sunday afternoon. So that's my favorite game. Probably my favorite win this year. Favorite player, I might have to stick with Jaden. I love Jace.
I love Jaden too.
Player. I think Jaden was my favorite player this year.
What'd you like most about Jaden this year? Because he kind of probably if you asked him, he'd probably say he underperformed this year. But I still have a lot of love for Jaden too. But what makes you love him?
The fact that he loves the university, the energy he plays with, the fact he doesn't give up, he's not going to quit. He's still going to come at you no matter what. It's hard to throw him off his game. That's what I love about Jaden. His resilience. I think that's probably my biggest thing with Jaden Akins. And my favorite moment, obviously, the Trey Holloman half-court shot to beat Maryland.
Oh, that was a great. Yeah.
Shut the Maryland fans up. Man, that's my favorite moment. Can't beat it. They thought they was going to come back. A lot of questionable foul calls late in that game to allow Maryland to come back. And then Trey just hits the half-court shot, shushes the crowd. We walk out 7 straight wins against Maryland. Terps fans still probably mad about it. And I get my free
Chipotle. You got your Chipotle. That's right.
Chipotle. So favorite player, favorite moment, favorite game.
I want to echo your favorite player because I really commend Jaden Akins. Has been a shooter his whole life, right? And then he walks into his all-important senior year and can't find a bucket from 3. And he had his moments where he'd get hot some points of the game, but it just wasn't consistent enough. And I just really applaud Jaden Akins for locking in because what did he do? He decided to be the best perimeter defender in the Big Ten. If he wasn't going to be knocking down shots, he made first team all Big Ten defense and maybe should have won Defensive Player of the Year in the league. And that's just goes to
the Ace was
yes. No, why did I think it was a kid from Maryland? You might be right. It might have been Ace Baldwin.
I'll look real quick. But
I think it was. But he was first team, and it's just, I just really like the fact that he was like, all right, this is my senior year. I'm not going out like that. I'm gonna impact the game in some way, shape, or form. And time after time, the effort he had against Tanjay at home that one game just completely iced him out. Most of our perimeter defense was insane all year. We would put opposing guards in jail. But I really commend Jaden for that. And it's going to sad to see him go. I was wondering, I texted you the other day. I'm like, where's his COVID year? I forgot that he was a senior because, man, I would have loved to have him back too.
Yeah. Ace won, by the way, but yeah, I thought I responded, and then I looked. I'm like, I didn't respond, so I responded. Yeah, he wasn't on MSU during the COVID, the illness season. YouTube didn't say that during the illness season, but yeah. So, any last words? We got to wrap up because Unfazed is about to start in about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm sorry, Unfazed. We're wrapping up. Any last things you want to say about the MSU season before we sign out?
No, it was just a breath of fresh air. Honestly, I was wondering where another season like this was going to come from. You're wondering what the timer on Izzo, but this just reinvigorated everything I know about Izzo. He hasn't lost a step. You listen to him talk, interact with players. He still has an edge, and I think this really invigorated him. So I'm really hoping we can use this as a place to develop the players we have coming back. And excited for next year. A lot of stuff to work out in the portal, but this really reinvigorated me this year.
Come on, trade for it.
Yeah, come on.
All right, so I've seen some comments talking about Big Brother get it right. How y'all Big Brother? You guys beat 4 times. Y'all haven't beat us in 4 games.
Look, I don't mind the Big Brother comments because as a little brother, I've always been more athletic and more winning than my older brother. So I'm cool with it. If that's the way you guys want to play it,
because I'm the oldest.
Yeah, you know.
I'm the oldest. We big bro over here. Don't worry about the age. Hey, just enjoy the broom because you're gonna get another one next year. Don't worry about it. And thank Wisconsin, thank your lucky stars that you were able to win the Big Ten tournament championship. Because if y'all was playing us, there's another double-digit L, and we Big Ten tournament champs and Big Ten champs. But this one matters the most. Don't forget, your coach is on record saying that y'all could immortalize yourselves as a team if y'all hang on to win the Big Ten championship. And what y'all do, get spanked by us and lose it. So just whenever you want to say, oh, nobody care about that, remember your coach told your team that they could be immortalized forever with what we got. And we raised that banner in your face at our house while we beat y'all by 17 and y'all wanted to be salty about our celebration. And Dustin May lied about not knowing when we did that celebration when he was an assistant coach at Indiana. Just so you know what I'm saying.
It's more of the same. It's more of the same.
Exactly. So, but other than that, great season. Like you said, a breath of fresh air. One of the best seasons we've had in quite a long time. I loved it. Made an Elite Eight run. They met all my expectations and some. So I can't complain about the season that we had. Hopefully, Izzo can build off of it. I know we lost a lot. We lost Trey. We lost Jace. We lost Jaden. We lost Book, which we seen that coming. We lost Apollo, but we bring back Jeremy, Jackson, Carson, Cohen, and we got Caleb Glenn from FAU. So
one more piece. I think we need one more. We need one more.
Job's not done. Trust me. Job's not done. Cade Tyson out there too. Just saying. Cade Tyson, knockdown shooter. Come on to MSU. Okay.
I've heard a lot about Jace McCullough too. Another Jace.
Hey. And then we got Cam Ward coming in from around the corner. So
let's see it.
All right. Any final words? Not about the season, just period before we sign up.
No, just go green. If as long as Big Brother wants to be real about who runs the state, then I'm cool with that. I don't care if I'm little brother or big brother.
Man, they in delusion. Don't worry about it. My last words is shout out the Pistons for making the playoffs. 6 seed, my boy Cade. I got some money on the Pistons next series. I ain't gonna lie, so I need y'all to come through for your boy.
They being disrespected. Everyone's choosing the Knicks. Why would that be?
Don't worry about it. That's what we love. We love to be the underdog. Detroit versus everybody. Don't worry about it. Tigers. We're down 3-0 right now, but best record in the AL so far, 10-6. Hopefully we come back, become 11-6. Had the best record still in the AL. I love what I see from them gritty Tigs, them gritty Tigers. They're fun to watch. We're really fun to watch. And our pitching, it's hard school ball. It's so nasty. But it is review season, as y'all can see. This is one review. I got like 6-7 reviews to knock out. This Sunday, it should be me, Kevin, AJ doing a mock draft for the first round. Then next Thursday is the NFL draft. I will be hosting a live NFL draft show. This will be my second year doing that, third year in R2L doing that. And then we have the South Carolina basketball review where I'll talk about South Carolina's devastating SEC run. We only won like 2-3 games in the SEC. It was very bad. And then we will be reviewing all my football predictions I had in college football. But that's all we have for y'all today. Y'all enjoy Unfazed and the play-in. And until Sunday, I am gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.